Welcome back to another video guys, and in this one we are going to take a look at the Pro mode of the Redmi Note 9S's camera. Now keep in mind that this video is going to be valid for all the phones of the Redmi Note 9 series which have a similar Pro mode. This includes the Redmi Note 9, the Redmi Note 9 Pro and the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max as well. So if you are new on the channel, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to turn on the notifications. And also if you like this video at some point, do hit the thumbs up button as well. So here right in front of me I have the Redmi Note 9S, and here is the camera application of the Redmi Note 9S. This video is going to be particularly about the Pro mode only. If you want to learn about the other camera features of this phone, I have already done a detailed review of this phone's camera and it's already there on my channel. I will just attach it in the card here and you can watch it right away. Towards the right mode side of this phone you have its Pro mode. Now when you turn on the Pro mode, first of all, it's going to be in the photo Pro mode state by default, and this is what it's going to look like. So here you can see that we have some options like, first of all, let's start from the bottom. Here we have the option to change the lens. First of all, by default we have the wide lens, which is the main 48 megapixels camera. Next to that is the ultra wide lens, and then next to that is the macro lens. Now the very first thing that you keep in mind is that when you will switch the lens from here, it will also change some options that are available to use right now. For example, if I turn on the ultra wide camera, you can see that I lose the option to manually focus, and I also lose the option to change the exposure from here. However, with the wide camera, which is the main camera of this phone, all the options are pretty much changeable. Now if I switch to the macro camera of this phone, you can see that it's only the exposure that is faded out. Other options are still there and they can be used. So let's start off with the options appearing on the screen first of all. I hope that you have understood each and everything about the lenses here. Next to the lenses is the option to change the exposure. The exposure is going to work in the video mode only. However, if you don't know what is exposure, it is basically the light per unit area that reaches the photographic film. Next to that is the ISO. ISO is kind of in some manner similar to the exposure. It basically determines what amount of light you want to bring into a picture. For example, if you are shooting inside very dark areas, you can just bump up the exposure and try to bring in a little bit of light into your image, provided that you have that little bit of light in your scene as well. So the higher the exposure, the more grainy is going to be your picture, which is why it's always recommended to keep the exposure as low as possible and try to shoot in the well lit conditions. Now next to that is the shutter speed. Now here you can see that we have these values for the shutter speed. So in the shutter speed we can go all the way up to 30 seconds, which is going to be a very long exposure. And then we can come to 1/4000 of the second. So the shutter is basically the amount of time for which your shutter is going to remain open. In case you don't know, shutter is basically that cover that is over the lens of your camera, and it opens up when you click the shutter button of your phone. So the higher the shutter value, the longer is going to be the duration of the opening of your phone's camera's shutter. Now you can see that when I change the shutter value, when I move it towards a higher value, it just brings in more light into the scene, and the shorter the duration is, the lesser is going to be the light in the image. So if you have seen those stunning light trail shots in the night, or those waterfall shots with the water going still, remember that those all shots are going to be possible with the help of the long exposure shots, which are basically captured by increasing the shutter value of your digital camera, of your mirrorless camera, or of your phone. Next to that is the focus. I believe that all of you are well aware of what is focus. Increasing the focus value will just bring everything in focus, and decreasing the focus value will focus on the smaller objects in front of the camera and blur out the background. Next to that is the white balance. Now the white balance is basically used to fix the intensities of different colors in a photo. By default we have a handful of white balance presets here, but if you don't like any of these presets, you can just manually select the white balance value, which is between 4000, no, in fact it's between 2000 and goes all the way up to 8000. So the lower you go with the white balance, the cooler is going to be your image, and the higher you go, the warmer is going to be your image. So this is all about the basic settings of the Pro mode. Now here you can see that on the left side we have the 48 megapixels mode, Now in this mode, the camera is going to be restricted to the 48 megapixels only. The images are going to be really big here. You can change the ISO, the shutter speed, the focus and the white balance according to your own choice. Now switching to the ultra wide mode will definitely turn off the 48 megapixels mode because this is not the camera that we are getting for that. Now after that we have the metering options. For those of you who have no idea, metering is basically how your camera is going to determine the correct values of the shutter speed and the aperture. Now obviously we do not have a variable aperture in this phone, so the metering is going to be useful for the correct shutter speed only. Now here we have the focus peaking. Now by turning on the focus peaking, you can determine the point where the camera is focusing the most. It's going to determine the in focus point with the help of red dots. For example, here you can see that these are the red lines appearing on this subject, which is telling us that the camera is focusing here right now. Other than the focus peaking, we have the exposure verification as well. Now this is going to identify the high exposure areas in an image, and you can see that these are the lines appearing here which are determining the high exposure areas or the areas that are highly exposed in the image. Now next to that we have the filters, and when we click this button here, we can see that these are all the filters that we get for the normal photography mode as well. And here we have some other options. For example, we can change the camera frame here. Now remember that if you will change the camera frame here, it will also change the resolution of the image. So the ideal resolution for your standard images is going to be 3:4 only. Now right above that you have the raw image capability as well. I remember that we did not have this option in the Redmi Note 8 Pro, so this is going to be a really good addition. By capturing the images in RAW, you are going to have a lot of room to correct the images in the post-processing. And I am going to show you some images captured in the RAW format as well, which will give you an idea about how good the photography is going to be. So over that we have the timer, and then we have the grid lines, which are obviously going to help you fix the frame, and then we have the straighten option. So if you are capturing the pictures and your camera is not straight, you can see that it's not straight right now, and this line in the middle is going to help you straighten the camera. As you can see that a blue straight line is appearing now, which is telling me that the camera is straight now. However, in this position, it's not pretty straight. And here we have the flash, which is just going to work in the auto mode. We can turn it on, or we can just use it as a torch. Now if all of this is still not clear to you, you can just click on this I button in the camera application of your phone, and here you can see further explanations of all the modes. For example, we have the metering mode explanation, we have the focus peaking, the raw format, white balance, focus, shutter speed, exposure compensation, the ISO sensitivity, and the lens selection. Let's move on to my favorite part of the Redmi Note 9 SS camera, and that is the video pro mode. Yes, you heard that right, this phone can capture videos in the pro mode. You can actually change the ISO, the shutter speed, and the focus in the video mode of the Redmi Note 9s. I believe this is the very first phone in this category to have this option. Now when you will click on the video icon, it will switch to the video pro mode. You can see that the camera frame has also changed, and in the video pro mode, you can once again select all the lenses. Here my favorite part once again is the macro video recording capability, and for the macro lens, you can change the exposure, you can change the ISO, you can also change the shutter speed, and you can select the custom white balance as well. Now if we switch the lens here and we go to the ultra wide lens, you can see that now the focus option is faded out, which means that we can definitely not touch the focus here. However, the white balance, the shutter speed, and the ISO along with the exposure can still be changed. If I switch to the wide camera, all options are turned on, which means that you have a lot of room to change the settings here. In the video pro mode, you can also change the metering from here, and furthermore, you can also select the focus peaking and once again the exposure verification. Now guys, remember that the exposure verification is going to be very useful to get rid of those extra bright and extra lit areas in your images or in your videos. Unfortunately, the pro mode does not work for the front camera, and we are yet to see a pro mode of any phone's camera to work for the front camera so far. Not even the flagship devices can do that so far. You can also choose different filters for your videos, and I think this is also one of the coolest options here. These are just separate filters for the videos. These are not the filters that we saw for the images. Now another great advantage of the Video Pro mode on the Redmi Note 9S is the availability of the log profile. You can turn on the log profile from the options here, and this is going to give you an edge because it's going to give you that gamma curve on your footage. Now other than that, you also get the histogram in your footage for the Video Pro mode on the Redmi Note 9S. Now if you're not familiar with the histogram already, it is basically a graphical representation of the exposed pixels in your footage. Here you can see that you have the video quality. Now remember that the video quality will vary according to the selected lens. For example, if you have selected the wide lens here, you will get the video resolution up to 4K at 30 frames per second, and then 1080p at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second as well, and 720p at 30 frames per second as well. But when you will switch to the ultra wide mode, you will note that you are now restricted to the 1080p at 30 frames per second or 720p at 30 fps. Similarly, when you will switch to the macro camera mode on your phone, you will be once again restricted to 1080p at 30 frames per second only. So let's say you are not a pro filmmaker but you want to shoot a very good cinematic footage from your phone. You can just go to the options here and you can turn on the movie frame. Now you can see that it's bringing these black bars, which are basically the cinematic black bars in your footage, and in my opinion it's going to be a really good feature, especially if you have a gimbal with yourself. You can just go ahead and record a ready-made cinematic footage right out of your Redmi Note 9S. If we go into the settings, you can just see that we have the time-lapse interval here, the video encoder option. I believe we won't have any other options here. Okay, so we have H.264 and H.265 only here, and I think that H.264 is going to be fine for most of the users. We have the anti-banding, which is set to 50 Hz, and we can turn off the About Pro Features info, which is that eye symbol appearing on the screen of your Redmi Note 9S, this icon. So let's say that you have played well with your Redmi Note 9S's Pro mode and now you want to reset all the settings. You can just click on this button here and reset all parameters to their default values, and done. Everything is now reset to default. You can see that all the values are back to auto now. You can just click on this button here and it will take you back to the photo mode. You can turn off the remaining options on your own. So guys, that's all with the Pro mode explanation of the Redmi Note 9S. I hope everything is pretty much clear to all of you now, and I hope that you all are now in a better position to use the Pro mode of your phone. Let me know how you are exactly going to utilize this amazing mode on your Redmi Note 9S. If you found this video useful, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button, and if you loved it, make sure that you do not leave without hitting that subscribe button. Let me know about your thoughts in the comment section down below. I will be looking forward to them. With that said, I will sign off and I will see you all in the next one really soon.